Senior ethnobiologist Drank Clickvort tapped his gelatinous limb against the conference table, emitting a distinct plop, plop sound. His colleagues recognized this as a clear sign of his deep irritation. "We've managed to document the mating behaviors of the Gorth squidfolk and the thermal migrations of Chorin lava," he began, his voice seething with frustration. "Yet none of you can explain how humans, mere humans, manage to endure on a planet that consistently seeks their demise every second of their fleeting existence." The assembly of Globan 7's brightest intellects fell into a stunned silence. Drank Click's eye stalk pivoted around the room, a silent accusation. Junior researcher Xander Olm hesitantly lifted a limb. "Maybe," he ventured, "the humans have evolved, becoming resilient through their harsh conditions." Drank Click thudded a pseudopod down hard on the table, splashing his nutrient slurry outward. "Evolved? Resilient? They're weak by any biological standard. Their skin burns in simple sunlight, their bones break easily, and it takes their young years to become fully functional. Yet they've not only endured but have forged vast societies on a lethal world." Another researcher, Zil's Mob, interjected with caution, "Should we consider direct observation?" The suggestions sparked a flurry of discussions. "Watch humans directly? Can we even do that ethically? What about our safety?" Drank silenced the chatter with a raised tendril. "No more excuses. We'll pinpoint a typical human family and observe them in their environment. We must uncover their survival secrets." He paused for emphasis. "Ready the ethnographon." After numerous cycles filled with meticulous planning and bureaucratic hurdles, the research vessel Quintessential Inquiry assumed orbit over Earth. Its crew, self-professed experts in fields ranging from xenopsychology to the complexities of terrestrial appliance usage, debated over potential candidates for study. They finally chose the Henderson family at 7 to 42 Maple Crescent. To the alien scholars, the Hendersons epitomized mundane normality. 2 adults, 2 children, a simple home, and a primitive wheeled transport. "This is ideal. Initiate the observation phase," Drank announced, examining the data. The ethnographon, a sophisticated device engineered to remain undetectable by humans, settled silently onto the Hendersons' rooftop. The alien team crowded around a holographic display, anticipating revelations about this mysterious species. The first recordings were uneventful. Mrs. Henderson, tagged as Subject Alpha, was seen organizing what seemed to be ceremonial attire. Mr. Henderson, or Subject Beta, was engrossed in a flickering visual device, emitting occasional approving noises. The children, Subjects Gamma and Delta, interacted with portable luminous devices, producing peculiar sounds. Xander appeared puzzled. "This lacks the expected drama." "Have patience," Drank responded, his gaze locked on the display. "Their apparent mundane activities must be a form of energy conservation for an upcoming significant event." As darkness enveloped the house, the alien observers were left baffled. There were no predator attacks, no environmental catastrophes. "Perhaps," Zil's Mob proposed with a hint of apprehension, "we have misunderstood their planet. It seems Earth might not be the perilous world we assumed." "Don't be absurd," Drank Click retorted sharply. "What we have here is a model of efficiency." Note their composure even amid the clear perils surrounding them. "Tomorrow will yield more insights. You'll see." The rest of the crew, somewhat deflated by the day's mundane observations, dispersed for the night. Drank Click, however, remained fixated on the frozen image of the Hendersons' domicile on the screen. The normalcy of it all troubled him deeply. No species could possibly flourish on such a hostile planet without significant hardship. There had to be hidden challenges. And indeed, there were. The next morning broke with the Hendersons being jolted awake, not by any natural respect for the rising sun, but by a jarring noise from Mr. Henderson's bedside alarm, which wailed like a creature in agony. The observing aliens jerked back in alarm. "What on earth is that noise?" Xander exclaimed, his limbs recoiling in shock. "It seems to be some sort of alarm device," Drank Click speculated, though doubt tinged his voice. "It appears humans must rise prematurely to ready themselves for the day's constant threats." On the holographic display, Mr. Henderson groaned, swatted the noisy device into silence, and lumbered out of bed. His journey to the bathroom was marked by a sharp encounter with the sink, eliciting from him a string of expletives that the translation device sputtered to interpret, possibly some form of human battle chant. Simultaneously, Mrs. Henderson was navigating what seemed to the aliens as a zone of domestic warfare. The kitchen. Their eldest child, Gamma, was attempting to use the toaster toaster when it suddenly erupted into flames. "Mom, the toaster's on fire," Gamma yelled, flailing wildly. Delta, the younger sibling, found the chaos hilarious and heckled from the sidelines, sending breakfast cereal flying across the room. "You're going to burn the house down, dummy," they cackled. "A death world indeed," Drank Click observed grimly, his eye stalk quivering. "Even their domestic devices are potential death traps." Mrs. Henderson, with a calm born of too many such mornings, quelled the toaster flames and shot a stern glare at Delta. "Enough with the cereal spitting. Act your age." Gamma, not to be outdone in the morning's drama, retaliated by lobbing a spoonful of jam at Delta, which resulted in a high-pitched shriek that disturbed the ethnographan's sensitive audio receivers. Meanwhile, Mr. Henderson had re-emerged from the bathroom, his expression one of a man who just gazed into a particularly troubling void, or perhaps just the bathroom drain clogged by his wife's hair accessories. He began a futile search for milk in the refrigerator. "Where's the milk?" he demanded. "You finished it yesterday," Mrs. Henderson replied, her tone fraying at the edges. "Did I? I don't remember." "You did, Mark. This happens every time." Xander leaned forward, intrigued by the interaction. "Is this part of their mating behavior?" "It's more likely a display of territorial dominance," Zill suggested dourly. Before Drank Click could offer his interpretation, a loud crash from the garage cut the discussion short. Mr. Henderson dashed outside, with the camera drone trailing him closely. The source of the disturbance was his car, an ancient contraption held together more by hope and duct tape than any mechanical integrity. The vehicle refused to start, responding only with a pitiful groan and a puff of smoke. Why would any being choose to rely on such a precarious machine? Xander wondered aloud. Clearly, Drank Click concluded, this is a test of their resilience. This exemplifies the daily trials humans must endure, Drank Click noted, his voice filled with a newfound respect. Each day is a battle for survival in ways we hadn't fully appreciated. The alien crew, absorbed by the spectacle, continued to observe as the van navigated the chaotic ballet of morning traffic. The collective tension in the vehicle was palpable, each member of the Henderson family contributing to a crescendo of domestic strife and external challenges. "Observe the heightened alertness of the leader," Zill TRX pointed out as Mr. Henderson narrowly avoided a collision with a hastily merging vehicle. "His vigilance in this hostile environment is essential for the group's survival." Mrs. Henderson, meanwhile, served as the stabilizer, her calm demeanor contrasting sharply with the surrounding turmoil. Her occasional sips from the thermos seemed to fortify her, allowing her to remain composed amid the chaos. "The matriarch's role appears crucial," Xander observed, intrigued by her ability to maintain order. "She mediates internal conflicts and supports the leader's navigation challenges." As the van lumbered forward, an emergency vehicle sirened past, slicing through the traffic and adding another layer of complexity to the morning commute. Mr. Henderson tensed, his hands tightening on the steering wheel, but he managed to guide the van safely to the side, allowing the emergency vehicle to pass. "This is a constant test of their resilience and adaptability," Drank Click mused. "Each moment presents new challenges, yet they press on. This resilience might be key to their survival on such a demanding planet." Back in the van, the sibling rivalry escalated until Mrs. Henderson intervened. "Enough," she declared, her voice cutting through the bickering with sharp clarity. "We're almost at school. Can we try to have a peaceful morning from here?" Gamma and Delta subsided, muttering apologies and settling into a sullen truce. The van finally reached its destination, the local school, where the children disembarked, still rumpled but now somewhat pacified. "As we've observed," Drank Click concluded, addressing his team, "the morning routine of the humans involves multiple forms of negotiation and conflict resolution, both within their unit and with external entities. Their day begins with a series of battles, each requiring different strategies and emotional resilience." The crew nodded, their understanding of human survival deepening. The complexities of human life, once hidden behind the facade of normalcy, were now laid bare in all their chaotic glory. "This study will greatly enhance our understanding of human resilience," Drank Click affirmed. "Let's continue to monitor their interactions throughout the day. There is much more to learn from their capacity to endure and adapt." The research continued, with each new observation providing deeper insights into the human condition, challenging the alien researchers' initial assumptions and highlighting the extraordinary nature of everyday human life. "Watch where you're going," he barked, his voice laden with frustration. The bus driver seemed oblivious to the near miss, continuing on without a glance back. The aliens watched this new near collision, their tension mirroring Mr. Henderson's. "Every moment on this planet seems a test of their survival skills," Drank Click observed, his tone a mix of respect and bewilderment. "Their vehicles, their roads, every aspect of their journey is fraught with danger." danger, and yet they navigate these challenges with what appears to be routine exhaustion. TRX added, still taking notes. It's a continuous loop of anticipation and reaction. The van finally cleared the traffic and Mr. Henderson eased his grip on the steering wheel, the vehicle slowing as it approached a quieter street. Mrs. Henderson turned to the children in the back, her voice soothing yet firm. Enough of the games. Let's prepare for your day quietly now. The aliens were struck by the dichotomy of the human condition, the constant high-alert state juxtaposed with moments of tender normalcy. Their adaptability is remarkable, Xander remarked, his earlier fears tempered by admiration. They shift from high tension to calm reassurance in moments. Click nodded, his eye stalk thoughtful. It's an evolutionary trait, perhaps. Their environment demands a high degree of vigilance and quick response. Yet, they also possess a strong familial bond that seems to provide a buffer against the incessant stress. The van turned into the school's drop-off lane, and the doors opened to release Gamma and Delta into a swarm of similarly aged humans. The children blended into the crowd with ease, their earlier conflicts forgotten in the rush of joining their peers. Mrs. Henderson watched them go, a trace of worry visible in her eyes, but it was quickly masked by a resigned smile as she spoke to Mr. Henderson. Off to the next battlefield, she joked lightly, though the weariness in her tone was palpable. Mr. Henderson chuckled, a sound more of acknowledgement than amusement. Every day, just like this, as the van pulled away from the school, the alien team reflected on their observations. This daily gauntlet is their norm, Click concluded. The resilience of humans is not just in surviving extreme events, but in enduring the relentless day-to-day challenges that would seem extraordinary to any other species. The team agreed, their understanding of human resilience deepened by witnessing the routine yet rigorous demands of human life. They continued to monitor, each new insight adjusting their perspective and increasing their respect for the species that thrived under conditions that would easily overwhelm many others in the galaxy. Prepare a detailed report on this, Click instructed. We need to study their coping mechanisms further. There is much to learn from humans about endurance and resilience in the face of constant environmental and social challenges. As the quintessential inquiry continued its surveillance from orbit, the alien researchers delved deeper into the complexities of human life, each day revealing new layers of struggle, survival, and strength that defined the human experience. Mr. Henderson, gritting his teeth, tried to maneuver the van without losing his temper further. Every day, it's the same thing, he grumbled, his frustration palpable in the cramped space of the vehicle. The aliens watched intently, documenting every detail of the Henderson struggle. This endless cycle of conflict and chaos is normalized for them, Click noted. Their ability to persist through it without fracturing psychologically is astounding. Mrs. Henderson leaned her head against the window, her eyes closed momentarily as if to find a brief respite from the relentless pressures of earthly existence. Just another day, she whispered to herself, then straightened up as the traffic began to inch forward again. This species' resilience is not just remarkable, it's essential to their survival, TRX observed. The constant state of vigilance and adaptation is a fundamental aspect of their life. They're perpetually ready to respond to any new challenge. As the van slowly made its way through the congested streets, the family dynamics played out with quiet resignation mixed with flashes of affection. Gamma and Delta resumed their bickering, but it was half-hearted, lost in the background noise of the city. The motorcycle that had zoomed past now got caught at the same traffic light, the rider shaking his head in frustration. Mr. Henderson watched him, a momentary connection of shared experience passing between them, though no words were exchanged. Even their conflicts have an undercurrent of shared understanding, Xander mused, surprised by the complexity of human social interactions. Mrs. Henderson's phone buzzed again, and she answered it with a sigh. Yes, I'm on my way, she spoke into the device, her tone a blend of exhaustion and firm resolve. No, the eggs were out, but I got everything else. The aliens discussed among themselves the implications of these constant interruptions, phone calls, texts, emails, all adding layers to the already dense tapestry of human daily life. They don't just survive, they somehow manage to thrive in this environment, Click stated, his voice reflecting a mix of admiration and disbelief. Their social structures, their personal relationships, even their technology, all adapt and evolve to meet the demands of their world. As the van finally pulled into the driveway of their home, the Henderson Hendersons looked weary but unbroken. They unloaded their groceries and school bags, each falling into routines of domestic life that offered a semblance of normalcy amidst the chaos. The alien team, still monitoring from above, reflected on their observations. The study of Earth and its inhabitants provides invaluable insights into survival strategies under constant stress, Click concluded. We must further analyze how these coping mechanisms might be applied to other species across the cosmos. Indeed, TRX agreed. The human capacity for resilience could teach us much about psychological endurance in extreme environments. As the Hendersons settled in for the evening, the quintessential inquiry continued its surveillance, the aliens eager to learn more about the extraordinary endurance of humans. Their report would surely highlight the remarkable adaptability and tenacity that defined human existence, making them a subject of fascination and study for generations to come. Then, is it possible that what we perceive as chaos is, in fact, a form of stability for them? Perhaps they have developed not just to survive but to thrive under these conditions. Xander's suggestion sparked a new wave of discussion among the crew. Lick mulled over this idea, his eye stalk swiveling thoughtfully. You might be onto something, Xander. It appears that humans have evolved a complex psychological ecosystem where what terrifies us is routine for them. Their daily exposure to stressors might act as a catalyst for growth and innovation, rather than as deterrents. DRX nodded, his appendages aligning in agreement. Indeed, their resilience could be seen as a testament to their evolutionary success. They've turned adversity into an engine of societal progression. TRX, still looking somewhat perplexed, added, their social bonds, too, must be incredibly strong to withstand such pressures. Their families, communities, even their conflicts, serve as networks of support and challenge that push each individual to adapt continually. The researchers turned their attention back to the holographic display, now showing scenes of the Hendersons handling multiple crises with a mix of humor, irritation, and dogged persistence. Look at how they communicate, solve problems together, laugh even in the face of adversity, Lick pointed out. This isn't just survival. It's a thriving culture built on the very brink of what many would consider unbearable. Xander, feeling a newfound respect, nodded slowly. Perhaps their planet isn't trying to kill them after all. Maybe it's simply the environment they've shaped themselves to fit, a crucible for forging remarkably resilient beings. As the session drew to a close, Lick summarized their findings. Our mission was to understand how humans survive. We've learned that they do more than survive. They excel by embracing chaos as a part of their life's fabric. This chaos, while bewildering to us, is integral to their identity and functionality. The room was quiet as each member processed this revelation. Finally, DRX spoke up. We should consider the implications of this for our own societies. There is much we could learn from human resilience and their approach to life's challenges. The team agreed unanimously. As they prepared their report for the Intergalactic Academy of Sentient Studies, it was clear that the mission had changed them. Earth, with all its pandemonium and peculiarities, had taught them a valuable lesson in the strength of adaptability and the power of an unyielding spirit. Let's conclude our findings and recommend further study. Humanity's unique approach to life deserves more attention, Lick declared, setting the course for future explorations into the enigma of human resilience and creativity. As the quintessential inquiry distanced itself from Earth, the alien researchers continued to reflect on their harrowing yet enlightening experience. The debriefing sessions in the days following had an air of relief mingled with profound contemplation. Back at the Academy, when the report was presented, it generated a storm of debate among the other species and scholars. The footage of Earth, the Hendersons' daily life, and the accompanying analysis by Lick sparked discussions that reverberated through the halls of the Academy. Panel discussion at the Intergalactic Academy of Sentient Studies, a panel of distinguished scholars gathered, their figures casting long shadows in the dimly lit auditorium, each member bracing to dissect the quintessential inquiry's findings. Moderator Asterisk, we begin today's session with a report that challenges our understanding of resilience and psychological endurance. Lick, please, could you summarize your team's primary observations? Lick Asterisk, certainly. Our mission intended to observe and understand how humans cope with their environment. What we discovered was a complex tapestry of daily challenges that would be daunting to any known sentient species. From mechanical failures and crowded roads to social interactions and workplace stress, humans continuously navigate a labyrinth of stressors that are largely of their own making. Scholar Xylia Asterisk, and you believe, Dr. Lick, that this incessant adversity is not merely endured but is integral to their culture and psychological development? Lick Asterisk, exactly, Scholar Xylia. Humans have developed societal structures and personal interpersonal behaviors that do not shy away from chaos but engage with it directly, often creating situations that test their mental and physical limits. Their resilience, then, is not passive but an active, almost aggressive pursuit of overcoming. Scholar Threx *, this suggests a form of societal evolution that is quite distinct from any we know. On most planets, species evolve to minimize stress and conflict. But you're suggesting humans thrive because of these conditions. Drank Lick * precisely. It's as if the very essence of human progress stems from their ability to not only face adversity but to harness it. Their history is marked by continuous advancements in technology, medicine, and social organization, spurred by their engagement with the challenges they face. Scholar Yena *, it's a disturbing notion to think that a species could find a kind of equilibrium in what appears to us as chaos. Could this be an evolutionary trajectory unique to Earth? Drank Lick *, it seems so. Earth's unique conditions, including its diverse ecosystems, climate variations, and geological activities, may have contributed to this evolutionary path. But it is their social and cultural adaptations to these conditions that truly define their species. Moderator *, it raises a question of what resilience means across different contexts. Perhaps what we perceive as chaos is, for humans, a necessary environment for growth and dynamism. The discussion continued, with the insights from Earth sparking new theories and hypotheses about resilience, societal evolution, and the potential for other species to learn from human experiences. As these discussions unfolded light years away, on Earth, life went on as usual. The Hendersons, like countless other families, prepared for another day, oblivious to the fact that their ordinary lives had provided extraordinary insights into the endurance of the human spirit, a testament to the complexity and adaptability of life itself.